Hello and welcome, Lynx here. It is a really nice night. Welcome to a sky full of stars. We are moving to Saya for a moment, I guess, to see what's going to happen here.
おかわり。おかわりだよ、コタちゃん。それは不正だよ。おかわりはね、お腹見せるんじゃなくて。
Dogs.
相変わらず半端にしか芸を覚えない犬だね。賢いんだかアホなんだか。
先生、こんばんは。
Wife has arrived.
はいよ、こんばんは。あいつ天文部の集まりに行ってるんだって。おかげで店番やらされて散々だわよ。探訪会やるって話だけど、何？あいつまた星を見る気になったの？
Dubbed.
そうじゃないみたいです。断るつもりだって言ってたから。
なんだ、そうなの。で、あんたは何してるの？
私はコタちゃんと遊ぼうと思って。
That is not true at all, is it?
なるほど。あいつが結局どうしたのか気になって、家にいても落ち着かないからここで待ってると。赤くなっちゃってまあ。
Go there.
けなげじゃないの。いいね、若いってのは。
Oh, come on, you are young as well. Come on, come on. I mean, not, high school age, but you are still young. Come on, come on.
先生だってまだまだ若いですよ。自信持ってください。
Exactly. We are still young. I'm too, supposedly. And she's the girl, okay? She's the best girl here. Nothing will change that for me.
ちょっとこっち来なさい。
Uh-oh.
こめかみグリグリの毛だ。
What for?
なんでですか？
そんな気遣いいらんのじゃ。
And the twisting continues.
コタちゃん大好きで。
若いあんたにはまだわかんないでしょうけど、アラサーには触れてはならないデリケートゾーンがあるのよ。
Good. Perfect. I'm around 30, dude.
特にニートのアラサーには注意なさい。見た目はこんなやさぐれてても、その内面は年頃の娘のようにナイーブだから。
わかりました。
グリグリして悪かったわね。なでなでしてあげるわ。ほんと、こんな可愛い子に心配かけて悪い男ね、あいつは。
アキトくんってまだ星を見てるんです。
そうなの？でもあいつ星を見ない天文部員とか言われてるんじゃ。
時々どうしても見たくなった時は一人で山に登ってるんです。
あれってそうだったんだ。ま、星は見ないとか言いながら天文部にいるようなやつだしね。
Supposedly, yes. Then again, when he looked at the stars when he was there, it was actually stars. He looked at the sky. It was already morning and there were no stars. So maybe he really does not look at them. Anyway.
でもあんまり楽しそうじゃないみたいです。山に行った次の日にも星の話してくれたことないし。アキトくん、 すぐ顔に出るから、なんとなくわかるんです。
Hikari, it's time for you to go to the hill too.
それであんたはどうしたいの？
私ですか？
ここでそうやってけなげしてるのは何のため？
私はあっくんにまた星を見てほしい。昔みたいに、アルビリオの時みたいに。でも私じゃダメだから。
んなことないと思うけど。さやみたいな可愛い子にお願いされたら、あの年頃の男子なら何だっていうこと聞いてくれるんじゃないの？
Right back at you.
全国大会連れてってくれたらキスしてあげるみたいにさ。ほら言ってみ。
全国大会連れてってくれたらキスしてあげる。
God, Arrow.
ねたましいくらい初々しくて可愛らしいわね。
Yeah.
恥ずかしいよ。
Honestly, like the type of character she is makes her like the bottom shelf for me.
ま、今夜の願望会がまた星
She's alright. I don't dislike her, but it's not like I wanna go after her and so on, right? That's Saya.
はい。
I guess we are yet to meet the red heart to see how she is. By the time we'd gotten Meiko Academy's astronomical telescope all set up, the world around us had fallen into complete darkness.
今夜はあいにくの満月。願望には向かない夜ですわね。
Is that so?
どうして満月じゃダメなんですか？
Is it because it bounces off the most amount of light or something? The moon is really quite bright. On a clear night you can read by the light of the full moon. The bright light washes out the fainter light of the stars. So I was kind of correct.
そうなんですか？私の勉強不足で無理を言ってしまい。
Don't worry about it.
問題ありませんわ。その分今夜は晴れてますし。
If we continued working together in the Six Stars Club, we'd eventually have perfect nights for observations too. But there were only 3 schools left, and if I dropped out, that would leave 2. That might make things a bit difficult. Look at this guy being like, maybe I won't quit.
望遠鏡、覗いてみてもいいですか？何がいいでしょうか？秋の夜空で見頃な天体と言ったら。
We all looked up, pondering the sky. The autumn sky is considered the most boring of the 4 seasons, with few particularly bright bodies.
せっかくだから何か派手なものが二重星か星雲か。
It still doesn't look like night has fallen completely far. There is the Andromeda Galaxy. I blurted out when the thought came to me and Orihime turned to me.
いいですわね。そうしましょう。よしよか。では少し倍率を下げましょう。
Onoka adjusted the telescope with practiced movements. Should I be saying Hoshioka as well? It's... I don't know. Whatever. It was a Newtonian reflecting telescope. It had an equatorial mount, and after polar alignment, you could find any celestial body you wanted by entering the coordinates. Wow. For a school club, it was quite extravagant.
写真でなら見たことあります。 すごく大きいんですよね、確か。
Noriko said, looking straight up into the sky. We were searching for a galaxy different from ours, out there in the dark. But without knowing where to look, no one would ever find it. Do you know how to find the Great Square? The Great Square? I don't know. For I think I see it. It's not a square for...
はい、その一つから連なっているのがアンドロメダ座ですよね。
Do you see a kind of fizzy body around Andromeda's knee? No, I don't.
見えるような、見えないような。あれかな。
I wish they told me where exactly that Andromeda goes. The knee. The knee. I don't see it. This object that, unlike the other stars around it, looks like a fizzy patch of light in the Andromeda galaxy is the nearest galaxy to our own Milky Way. Whatever.
わからない。
I see the square, I don't know, like Noriko, where are the knees? Is it to the right? The top right? Yeah, I think the full moon's a bit too bright.
導入できました。どうぞ。
Onuka stepped aside and Noriko looked through the telescope.
これが本物のアンドロメダ大銀河。なんだか写真で見たのと違いますね。もわっとしてるというか。
Wait a second. Oh, okay, the picture doesn't disappear then.
写真は大抵画像処理されているから、肉眼では少々地味に感じるかもしれないわね。
そうかも。
Noriko's voice sounded a little disappointed. Orihime had to hear words like blunt or ordinary, so we'd expect her to be disappointed, but she smiled instead.
けど、写真では決して見ることのできないものを今あなたは見ているのよ。
写真では見られないもの
230万年前の光よ。
230万年前
Yup. Noriko blinked at this extraordinary number suddenly thrown at her.
あなたが今見てるのはずーっと昔のアンドロメダ大銀河の姿なのよ。
Wait, she doesn't even know that. Interesting. That object is 2.3 million light years away, right? Orihime nodded, smiling widely.
気が遠くなるような遥かな虚空の彼方に浮かぶ4000億個の星々の大集団が放った光。230万年という永遠にも等しい時を超えて宇宙を旅してきたその光をあなたは今見ているのよ。この地球の大地からご自分の目で。
すごいスケールですね。
Noriko sighed as she looked through the telescope. A picture shows only the shape of a thing. The true light of it is lost. At that moment, looking up like that at the stars, we are taking in their true light.
空見くんもほら、覗いてみてください。
Noriko said excitedly. No thanks, I'm good, I've seen it before. As I tried to back away from the scope, Orihime reached out and grabbed the hem of my jacket to stop me. Then,
そう言わずにね。
she said, coaxingly, looking up at me with puppy dog eyes. Who knew the older, beautiful girls could command such powerful weapons of persuasion? Yes, they can. Okay, maybe just a little. Unable to resist, I bent over to look through that lower eyepiece. After a quiet deep breath, I looked through the telescope into the realm of the stars. Light filled my vision. Even the slow magnification, the massive galaxy covered the telescope's field of vision. It spread out at an angle, a patch of hazy light, unrecognizable as the clear spiral you see in the pictures. But I knew it. I knew that patch of light came from stars floating on the other side of the near endless void. Now that I remembered when I was editing, I was supposed to change something here. I don't remember what for. Oh, that's cool. I did not notice that before. So there are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters we have not met, I assume? Best girl.
ちゃんと聞こえる？
Also,
あんましうるさくならないように。
and one second best girl. Anyway, I knew that 2.3 million year old light was the truth of a galaxy crowded with over 400 billion stars. M31, the Andromeda Galaxy. I was looking at the light of countless stars in a place that our current civilization could never ever reach. I mean, maybe sometime. I was overcome with the sense that I was standing on this clump of rock we call Earth as it floated through the void. I felt like I was about to leave the Earth to embark on a distant journey to the realm of the stars themselves. And yet, in the next instant I was visited with a deeply unpleasant sensation and my elation evaporated, leaving my heart cold. I was suddenly full of loneliness, anxiety, and irritation as if I had been cast off alone to the dark side. It was hard to breathe. I jumped away from the telescope as if I'd woken from a nightmare.
もういいの？
Yeah. When I left the telescope, Orihime stepped up, eager to take her turn. Then after Ono turned, the three girls excitedly talked about what they saw. They looked so happy. It was easy to see how much they liked the stars. Those smiling faces glowed just as brightly as the Andromeda Galaxy in the telescope had. I'm going to go have a look over there. I don't know if they heard or not, but I went anyway. The forest grew thick, a bit further uphill from where everyone was talking. I wandered around up there. No matter how bright the full moon, it was still dark in the woods. I walked down the path, lighting the way with my phone. But it looks like I'm walking up the path, but never mind. I felt so lonely. I always felt this way when I looked at the stars. Whenever I glimpsed at the distant twinkling world of the stars, I yearned for them. And yet, no matter how deeply I hoped, I knew I could never reach them. No matter how far I stretched out my hand, I could never touch them. I would feel abandoned in the endless dark and breathing would become difficult. Just too much for eyes accustomed to the dark. It'd been so long since I had seen stars through the telescope. They had been so bright they burned my eyes. Even after I'd left, that brightness remained in the back of my eyes. And so I wandered into the dark place, where I couldn't see the stars. After walking mindlessly for a while, I suddenly saw the night sky beyond the trees. If I walked any further, I'd come to the edge of the woods, and there would be... a cutscene. Or more like little transition? No. Oh yes, here we are. The abandoned train cart. It was so dark I couldn't quite make it out. The silhouette of a large rectangular shape floated in darkness, reflecting a bit of the moonlight. It's still here. Did I somehow go back in time as I wandered these woods? Or could it be that this was a special space somehow outside the normal flow of time? The train car was still here. Low-key hoping he's not alone there. I climbed up on the platform and started the train, stopped here unchanged after all these years. Maybe a bit more rusty. I couldn't see if it had changed at all in the dark. The windows were pitch black as well. My platform was overgrown with weeds, and withered ivy twisted over it. But it didn't seem to have changed at all from 4 years ago. With an odd feeling as if I were in a dream, I walked around the train car. And I found someone. Someone was standing on the roof of the train. A girl? The area around us was covered in darkness. And yet that shape seemed to glow, giving off a faint white light that didn't let the darkness near. Bathed in moonlight, she stood there like a prima donna on a stage. The goddess of the moon. This uncharacteristic thought rose in my mind, likely because of an earlier conversation. But the real reason for that feeling could have been the way she was standing, her hands raised to the sky. She was reaching out as if she could catch the stars. I feel like I've seen her somewhere. That's right, it was the girl I ran into near the station when I was walking out Kotaro a while back. I remember her ponytails trailing out like the tails of a comet. And yet, that knowledge didn't shake the goddess-like feeling about her. Honestly, meeting her here like this only strengthened her mystique. The sudden melody coming from my pocket almost gave me a heart attack. It seemed to give the girl standing on the train one too. She whipped around to look at me in surprise. I'm not a creep, okay? That sounded like a creep phone. I pulled out my phone and asked for a visual checking the name of the caller. Hello? Here and there. Oh, sorry, I just thought I'd take a walk around. Oh, right, I'll be right there. I hung up the phone and looked up to find the girl still staring at me. But while she had looked confused at first, now she was staring as if trying to figure something out.
Akito.
Huh?
Akito だよね.
No. How does she know my name? And that voice? Hikari. I called out, half convinced, half unbelieving. I was completely confused as she stared down at me with an elated expression and gave me a peace sign. The full moon still bathed her face and her figure in a pale light. It was mystical, like some flawless CGI out of a movie, which, as we all know, does not look good. There is no such a thing as flawless CGI. Like I was in some bizarre dream, like it was anything but real. I guess it gets better, but if some companies use that, it still sucks so much. It's crazy. Anywho. It can't be. I was completely unable to grasp what was happening. But that voice was unmistakably real. It was Hikari's voice and one I knew so well.
久しぶりだね, Akito.
That's where you cut it off? Oh. Well, that was the intro. Finally. Kotaro got up, having spotted me walking unsteadily from the station. At his voice, Saya noticed me from the shop sitting area.
Akito-kun.
I stopped in front of Saya when she came out of the shop, but I couldn't say anything.
どうしたの、Akito-kun? 大丈夫?
Yeah, I'm fine.
全然大丈夫そうじゃないよ。官房会行ってたんだよね。何かあった？
I saw Hikari. Don't hurt me! Hikari was there.
光って、
Yes, what other would I mention? Come on. I did that without saying anything. But it could have been a hallucination. Huh? What? Sorry, I'm going to go back and get some sleep.
Akito-kun.
I waved my hand weakly and walked past Saya.
どういうことだろう。
Ow. As I stumbled down the rough, gravelly asphalt, I suddenly stopped. There was a bridge in front of me. Do I cross here? They just told me how to get to school the day before and I barely remembered it. Wow. Looking around, I didn't see another bridge to cross if I didn't take this one. I had two choices. The wrong choice meant I would be late for school. Either I could cross over here or I could keep following the river. I stood there waving my options carefully. Then I heard the sound of light footsteps and someone came running full speed from upriver. I jumped out of the way to avoid being bowled over, then whoever it was blew past me and grabbed the guardrail as they nearly ran into it. Watch out! They hit it with so much force I was afraid they would go right over, but they seemed fine. That's when I realized that despite her violent appearance, it was a girl. She was wearing a red backpack. And I figured if I followed her, I would make it to school. Just as I was thanking my luck. The girl stared intently down at the water running below the bridge and not moving a muscle. Oh, could it be that she has the same problem? Curious, I looked as well. Just under the bridge, I saw a cardboard box floating slowly downstream. Ah! There was a puppy in it! The floating box got caught squarely on a rock sticking out of the river's surface. Is it who I think it might be? The girl started running full speed, climbing down the river bank. She must have been trying to help the puppy. The river wasn't flowing fast, but who knew how long the box would hang on to the rock? And the rock was out toward the middle of the river. It would be hard to reach without a boat. It's him! The puppy seemed to understand the situation and started to bark a little, like it was urging the girl to hurry. Meanwhile, she searched desperately for some way to reach it. Let me guess, she will go onto the bridge and will jump down. Just then a strong eddy caught the snack box and shook fiercely. It was almost washed away. The girl seemed to measure the distance between the spot and the rock, then reached a decision that set down her backpack. She stepped back from the waterline and braced herself. She set herself for a running start, but she fell flat on her back, because I'd grabbed her collar just as she was taking off. You'll never make it! You're not some long jumper, I said, helping her up after I had stopped her from jumping into the river. If you fell, you'd just end up catching cold, and that's not helping anyone, right? And anyway, even if you'd made it, how would you get back? There was no room for a running start on the rock. Here, move. The girl looked like she had more she wanted to say, but when she saw the drying pole in my hand, she swallowed it down and moved away. I'd borrowed it from a house nearby. I stepped to the water's edge and reached it out as far as I could. I held the pole in one hand and stretched as far as I could, but it was just a little too short. Hold to my other hand, please. Thank you. I had her hold onto my left arm and I leaned out over the river, reaching out with the pole. No, just a little more! I hooked the end of the pole onto the edge of the box. And all I needed to do was pull it in, but I couldn't get any leverage in that position. In fact, with all the jostling from the pole, the box was working loose from the rock. I won't let you! I stepped in the river and somehow got the pole hooked onto the box, keeping it from getting washed away. My arms trembling, I carefully maneuvered the box to the river bank. Come on! The girl lifted the puppy out in her arms. Whew! The girl hugged the dog, looking weak with relief. The puppy must have been terrified as well, because now it lay quietly in her arms. I flopped down the ground, mind and body completely worn out. I beat. When she thanked me, I got my first proper look at her face. She was crying a little, probably from relief. When she'd first come running up like that, I mistaken her for a boy, but looking at her now, she was obviously a girl, and a cute one too. And that expression, both smiling and crying at the same time, really seemed to suit her. We'd only just met, but she was making me think the strangest things. Like? It was nothing really, I answered bluntly. I was slightly embarrassed by the whole knight in shining armor thing. Is that your dog? The puppy and the girl looked worriedly at my pants. They were soaking wet. It's fine. It's nothing really, I said, but not to tell the truth. The November river was really cold and my wet pants felt freezing. I didn't notice until she said that my right shoe was missing. I guess it got washed away. The girl jumped up and ran to look for it, but it was gone. I could bear the cold, but missing a shoe was kind of a problem. Ah well, when you considered it of a price for saving the puppy's life, it was a good deal. Alright then, I'm gonna get going. He walked away, all cool and so on, with only one shoe and dripping pants. Let's go. She looked back and forth from me to the puppy, panicking a bit. She clearly had only thought of saving it, not what to do afterward. I picked my stuff up from the bunk. I shouldered my backpack in the long, thin, cylindrical case. I'd better take the drying pole back. Oh, that's right. Which way is the school? Do I cross the bridge? Thanks. See you. One put bed, I turned to head to school. I told you, he was like cool and collected when doing that. I would love to see that as actual animated scene. Or a CG where he, you know, actually goes away, pants dripping of water, one shoe on the freaking feet. Anyway. Oh yeah, and also raised hand when he's, you know, back to Hikari already and so on. Anyway, the classroom was filled with noise. The students all stared as I stood in front of the blackboard. Thanks. It was a small class, about 15 people. Ooh. Okay, that is a small class, yes. Mine always counted, well, over 20 to be fair. Anyway, each grade only had one class, but still, the whole 5th grade only had that many people. Then again, I guess my primary school was somewhat like that. Like, through the 6 years I was there, there was only 1 year which required like 2 groups, basically. Because there were too many of them. But that was only once. Anyway.
Hi. みんな静かに
Best girl. Our homeroom teacher, Miss Saotome, got everyone to be quiet.
空見くん、自己紹介してみよっか。できる？
Man. Best girl. She spoke gently, seeming to worry a bit, but I nodded. I'm Akito Suremi, nice to meet you. Do you have a freaking fireplace in? Wow. I tried to make myself look intimidating so that no one would mess with me. A boy who looked like he was the class bully stared at me, clearly not liking me already. And from somewhere else, a hand shot up. Even though it wasn't time for questions, the girl raised her hand so eagerly, the confused teacher called on her. The hand's owner stood up excitedly. Her vigor made her chair crash into the desk behind her, and the girl sitting there let out a small cry.
君、空見くんって言うんだ。私は光、ほうき星光っていうの。あれ？
I guess that she was waiting for me to react with, "Oh, it's the girl from before!" But I just stared expressionless. I even tilted my head to side a bit and looked confused.
急にどうしたの、光ちゃん。恥ずかしいから座りなよ。
なに張り切ってんだよ、バカHikari.
Since I didn't offer any reply, Hikari looked kind of silly, getting all excited over a new kid.
違うよ。今朝会ったんだよ、空見くんと。その時名前聞けなかったから。
忘れられてんじゃん。だせー。
うっさいよ、タケ。
はい静かに。ほうき星さん、自己紹介は休み時間にやりましょうね。
違うのに。
みんなもほうき星さんのように空見くんと仲良くしてあげてね。
Everyone called out, "Yes, ma'am!" in chorus.
真ん中の後ろの席があなたの席よ。
In the middle? Not by the window! You want to tell me I'm not the protagonist? Okay.
それじゃあ授業を始めます。今日は教科書の87ページから。
Do we have a book? It was break time. As soon as the class finished and we thanked the teacher, I left the classroom. I couldn't stand the way everyone was staring at me, the weird new kid with the wet pants. Hikari followed me out. I started to walk faster, trying to get away.
なんで逃げる？今朝のお礼をちゃんと言いたいだけなのに。
Why would you thank me? It wasn't even your dog, was it?
そうだけど。でも助けてくれたじゃん。
I did because I wanted to, so you don't need to thank me.
何それ難しくてよくわかんない。
I have to go to the restroom. Are you coming with me? Hikari stopped in surprise. An innocent look on my face, I entered the male sanctuary of the boys' restroom.
もう知らない。
No. Apart from that incident in the morning, I passed the first day of my new school problem-free. Damn, this looks nice. I wonder what one building is for and the other for what, like, what? Basically, why there are 2 buildings. Anyway, the girl called Hikari Hokiboshi, was unsurprisingly the most popular girl in class. And judging by the way she tried so hard of that morning to save a dog, she didn't even know she was a good kid. And it's not like I hated her or anything. I just didn't think getting stuck with a girl like that would be a good idea, since I preferred being alone. I think being stuck with her would be nice, actually. A girl like that would surely worry about someone like me, all alone, and then everyone would start to imagine things. Nah. It's hard to explain how painful that is for someone who really wants solitude. Also, guys start to look hard at someone who makes friends with girls right after transferring in. Is that true? That would not be a good way to create a peaceful school life. I'd learned this all before. This was my 4th school transfer. Whoa, after all. And that's how I started my new school life here. Fourth transfer. Damn. It was the next day, so we are cutting it right here. Tomorrow we'll check out what's happening on the next day. Oh, maybe we'll see the scene when he says that he has a crush on the teacher or something. Would be not bad. Listen, I'm fully supporting the teacher's roots. Also, yes, I mean, I kind of realized by now from the way that the intro went that I guess we know who has their roots basically, right? And sadly enough, the ones I would like to have roots don't have them. Which is crazy. Because totally, like, Miharu, I would like her to have a root. Absolutely. I'm saying this from the very beginning, obviously, right? And it seems like another character that I would totally like to have a root, right? Doesn't have one. And that is Honoka. She seems super nice. You know whose vibes she gives me? Of Secretary Chen from Shokugeki. And in Shokugeki, basically, I would prefer Secretary Chen over the main, supposedly, girl, to be honest. It is not to say that I dislike Erina, Nakiri, and so on, but Hiseko Ereto for the win in this case, to be honest. Anyway, also, I would like to have a root with the woman we are texting with. That would be quite interesting, I think, as well. Anyway, let's end it right here. We'll continue tomorrow. I guess it will be another school day. I think we are now, like, going to be reliving some past memories and so on. Maybe one more, who knows? I do not. We'll see tomorrow. So, hope you enjoyed. Consider liking the video. I will ask of that. If you enjoyed, of course. If you're fresh to the channel, subscribe. If you want to see, you know, the full sky full of stars, then yeah, do just that, because we are playing this game fully. At least as far as the Steam release allows. Now that I think about it, some games did do that in the past. Like the Steam games are like sort of cut. And I did look at VNDB. Could it be that the other release is like game with more roots or something? No? No, I guess the other one is like completely different version or something? It has the same... No, it doesn't have the same. But on Steam, it has... No, it does not have the same. I'm dumb. I thought it had the same thumbnail, but no. It's completely different, actually. Okay, so maybe it's something like with Chushingura, where the main game is like super crazy, you know, and you don't have all the options. But then they released something else which gave you other romance options. Wait, it was wait, this the second one was released in English. What? Where is it available? I want it. Sky full of stars, fine days. Translation patch? Okay, I will have to have a look at that, okay? The second game, where exactly maybe can I buy it and then sort of get a translation. Yes, that's the goal. But first we are finishing this, then we'll think about going further. Yeah, let's end the video. Hopefully you'll join me tomorrow too. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye!